let's explore what you're saying there around childhood and how we talk to boys about emotions. What do you think, having a son yourself, how can we get better at talking to young boys around, emotions, feelings, talking? What's your thoughts around that conversation?
I think just as people, but as little people, we should never tell them, if we can at all, what they should be feeling. It's more to explore with them. Why did you feel like that? How did it feel? What happened? Talk me through your thoughts. If they're old enough to do that, you really want to walk through them. Why did you feel angry? What happened? Because you're actually then learning about kind of their journey, their mentalization, how they're building relationships, rather than saying, oh, you shouldn't cry, boys don't cry, or you shouldn't react like that, or just hold in your feelings. I think there's a lot more awareness at schools now, and there's a lot more support, and there's a lot more kind of things like mindfulness meditation being taught at a young age. I think is really, really helpful skill that young people should have. But I think, just the stigma around not showing feeling, not having feeling. I think what's really important, I'm a co-editor of a book on childhood brain injury. Okay. And what's so important is we understand how we're biologically hardwired and how, we shouldn't be ashamed of what our brains and our bodies do, because this is what there's an innate need that we're expressing, or there's a function of that emotional, that behavior. And that's what we as parents, as teachers, as society need to understand. That there's reasons. And I find that a lot of my experience working with men and dads, that when we can provide workshops that actually look at how the brain and the body actually work, it can be really destigmatizing, because you realize that there's like an innate reason, like there's an attachment response, and that can lead us to feeling tearful if we, lose an attachment figure or have a loss. Like, it's okay that we cry, that men cry, that is a biological mechanism. And I know it might sound a bit obvious, but I feel like talking about the brain and biology and the body, it almost like gives us permission to explore those emotions in a way that is more palatable for sort of men and boys.
I think that's super interesting, isn't it? I think it's appealing to people. I find when you are giving information to someone, you'll notice that some people respond to the heart element, and the feelings element and the storytelling, if you like. Some people want to understand the logic behind it.
Exactly.
What does that mean? How do we get to that conclusion? And I think in speaking to men about mental health, I think what you're saying there, to talk about the biology and the logical, this is what happens and this is the natural response, I think is so powerful in adapting our initiatives and our interventions.